The American Revolution changed the course of human history, but it stopped at one unexpected border. While 13 colonies erupted in rebellion and fought the most powerful empire on Earth, the lands just to the north stayed quiet. No mass uprising, no declaration of independence, no revolution. Why did Americans rise up while Canadians refused to follow? This is not a simple story of loyalty or fear. It is a story shaped by war, culture, memory, and a single decision that split a continent and created two very different nations. In the mid-18th century, North America was not divided into the United States and Canada. It was a battleground between empires. Great Britain dominated the Atlantic coastline with growing English colonies, while France controlled a massive inland territory known as New France, stretching from Quebec and Montreal all the way to Louisiana. These lands were not empty frontiers. They were home to established cities, trade networks, and deeply rooted cultures that would soon be tested by global conflict. French Canada was already thriving long before the American Revolution was ever imagined. Quebec served as the administrative heart of New France, constantly trading goods with Europe, while Montreal grew into a powerful hub of the fur trade. By 1750, tens of thousands of French settlers lived in these regions, bound together by language, Catholic faith, and French civil law. Their identity was strong and their way of life was stable. That stability would soon be threatened by war. In 1754, tensions between Britain and France erupted into what became known in North America as the French and Indian War, part of the wider 7 Years' War that consumed Europe. British troops and colonial militias from the 13 colonies fought against French forces and their native allies. For the colonists, who would later call themselves Americans, this war was a brutal education in combat. For the people of Quebec, it was a fight for survival against overwhelming odds. The outcome was inevitable. New France was vastly outnumbered, and in 1763, France conceded defeat. Britain emerged victorious and claimed nearly all French territory in North America, including Quebec and Montreal. On paper, Britain had won an empire. In reality, it had inherited a problem: a large French-speaking Catholic population that did not share British laws, customs, or religion. Many expected Britain to impose strict control, suppress Catholicism, and replace French systems with English ones. Instead, Britain made a surprising and calculated decision. In 1774, Parliament passed the Quebec Act, allowing the people of Quebec to keep their French civil law, their land distribution system, and their Catholic faith. They were not forced to convert, assimilate, or swear allegiance to Protestantism. For the people of Quebec, this felt less like conquest and more like protection. While Canada was being reassured, anger was boiling to the south. The British Empire was drowning in debt after years of global war, and it looked to its American colonies for revenue. New taxes followed, including the Stamp Act, the Sugar Act, and harsh trade regulations. When the Tea Act granted monopoly power to the British East India Company, many colonists saw it as the final insult. They believed they were being taxed without representation, and resistance turned into rebellion. As protests escalated, British troops poured into the colonies and tensions snapped. By 1775, war was unavoidable. The revolutionaries believed their northern neighbors would join them. After all, they shared a continent and a common enemy. But they misunderstood Canada completely. Nova Scotia, though home to some settlers from New England, remained firmly under British control. Halifax served as a major British naval base, and the military presence was overwhelming. When American privateers began attacking Nova Scotian ships and disrupting trade, any sympathy that might have existed quickly vanished. Thousands of loyalists fleeing the revolution settled there, strengthening ties to Britain even further. Quebec was even less willing to rebel. The memory of the French and Indian War was still fresh, and many French Canadians remembered fighting against the same colonial militias, now asking for their support. Their culture, religion, and legal rights had been preserved under British rule, and their economy was improving. The revolution offered uncertainty, risk, and the possibility of losing everything they had just secured. When American forces attempted to invade Quebec in 1775, hoping to ignite a rebellion from within, they failed. The population did not rise. The campaign collapsed in the harsh winter. With that failure, any realistic chance of spreading the American Revolution into Canada disappeared. In the end, the American Revolution succeeded not because everyone joined it, but because some chose not to. The 13 colonies fought because they felt oppressed and ready for independence. Canada stayed loyal because it felt protected, respected, and stable. Two different experiences under the same empire led to two different choices. That single divergence reshaped North America forever. One path led to revolution and the birth of the United States. The other led to gradual change and the creation of Canada. The revolution did not fail to reach Canada by accident. It stopped because Canada never